Hello everyone, my name is Kakal Munawar Malaum and I come from Universitas Negeri Yogyakarta. And I'm honored to present this lecture for our Advanced Oral Communication course. Today, I will be discussing a fascinating topic in social linguistics and literature with the title The Language of Identity, a stylistic analysis of Einstein's two kinds. As we know, language is more than just a tool for communication. It is a reflection of who you are. In this short story, Hamilton masterfully used social variation to highlight the tension between a mother and a daughter. The purpose of this talk is to analyze the contrast between the mother's immigrant English and Jing's standard English, a stylistic device to show their differing cultural identities. Okay, I have divided my talk into three main points. The first one, the linguistic features of the mother's speech. The second one, the daughter's standard English as a sign of assimilation. The third one, how does variation create a cultural gap in the story? Okay guys, first of all, let's examine the mother's speech. In social linguistics, we call this a social variation or a sociolect of a non-native speaker. The mother speaks what is often labeled as broken English or immigrant English. Okay, to illustrate this, let's look at the specific quote from the text. The mother says, "Who asked you be genius? Only asked you be your best. For your sake, you think I want you be genius? Huh? What for?" Notice the linguistic factors here. First, she omits the auxiliary verbs. She doesn't say who asked you to be. The second, her sentence structure is very direct and imperative. Furthermore, this is a brilliant stylistic device by Hamilton. It is not meant to show that the mother is unintelligent. On the contrary, it shows her strong will and her Chinese thought patterns translate into English words. Her language is a social marker of her status as a first-generation immigrant who carries the weight of her past in China. Moving on to second points, let's look at Jingmei, the daughter. Unlike her mother, Jingmei speaks in standard American English. This is a different social variation that represent the second-generation immigrant experience. Jingmei's language is grammatically correct, fluid, and filled with the vocabulary of a typical American teenager. This stylistic choice by Tan serves a purpose. It shows that Jingmei has successfully assimilated. However, it also creates a barrier because they use different variations of English. They are not just speaking different grammars, they are speaking from different worldviews. Jingmei used her standard English to assert her independence and her right to be average, which directly clashes with her mother's high expectations. This leads me to my final points. The cultural and emotional gap created by test variations. In the climax of the story, when they argue about the final lessons, the mother says, "Only two kinds of daughters, those who are obedient and those who follow their own mind. Only one kind of daughter can live in the house." Obedient daughter. The significance of this is profound. Even though the mother's English is limited in the standard form, it is rich in authority and traditional values. On the other hand, Jingmei's response is rooted in the Western individualism. This linguistic contrast effectively highlights the cultural variation. Within one family, it shows that even in the same house, two people can live in different social and linguistic worlds. Okay guys, in conclusion, we have seen how Amitan's use language not just to tell a story, but to build a bridge and something as well between characters. Maybe to summarize the point I have covered today, The first one, the mother's English, is a social variation that reflects her immigrant identity and authoritative Chinese values. The second one, Jingmei's standard English reflects her assimilation and her struggle for autonomy. The third one, the contrast between these two styles serves as a stylistic device to emphasize the generational and cultural context. Ultimately, two kinds reminds us that our choice of words, our accent, and our grammar are all deeply tied to our sense of belonging. Okay, thank you very much for your kind attention. I hope this lecture has been insightful for your understanding of linguistic, stylistic, and literature. I look forward to your back. Thank you and have a great day.